What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new album from the band Teitanblood, entitled Death. This is released on Norma Evangelium Diaboli, the Ajna Offensive. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Madrid, Spain, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very occult, abrasive, dirty, filthy blending of black metal mixed with death metal. You could almost refer to it as war metal or bestial metal, if you will. There are a lot of bands that convey this kind of style of music very, very well, and one band that can definitely come to mind would be Teitanblood. This is a band that throughout its entire existence has just delivered some absolutely brilliant, hard-hitting, disgusting death metal. I mean, from their split releases with Proclamation and Necros Christos, to their full-length albums, to their EPs, the Purging Tongues EP that comes to mind. This has been a very, very consistent, brilliant band. A very good work ethic with some very, very abrasive music to boot. I mean, their 2009 debut, Seven Chalices, was just an absolutely mesmerizing release. From the song structuring, to the vocals, to the lyrics, to the artwork, that album was the complete total package. Now, all this time later, we have the second offering from Teitanblood entitled Death. A very simple, minimalist kind of title for an album. Just a one-word description as to what it feels like you're about to experience. Death. It's 7 tracks, and it clocks in at around 68 minutes in length. So this is an album that definitely deserves your time and patience. This isn't just something you should skip through or fast forward through with ease. This is just something you have to immerse yourself in order for you to fully get and comprehend what you're about to be introduced to. And the thing that I first noticed when I first gave this album a listen was the fact that this album had somewhat of an improvement when it comes to the overall production and atmosphere. Because going back to Seven Chalices, that album had a very filthy, murky, raw production kind of quality to it. Whereas with Death, for the 7 tracks that are on here, everything feels a lot more well-balanced, a lot more rounded and smoother all around. Every instrument that's being showcased and played here sounds very good. The overall execution of the song lengths, the whole little touches and details that go on throughout this entire album, it definitely showcases itself in this album's production style. It sounds very, very good. It's a massive improvement over Seven Chalices, and I definitely give major props to whoever was behind the boards for this album. It makes that much of a difference. But enough about the bells and whistles of the production, let's get on to the actual music itself. From the moment you hear the opening riffs on Anti-Infierno, and all the way throughout this entire album, you are just going to be grabbed by the throat and never let go at all. That's the kind of feeling you get when you listen to the guitar riffs on this album, and just the overall frenzied, chaotic vibes that you pick up when you listen to the guitar. It just sounds incredible. It's so dense and heavy and crushing. I love that. The opening track, Sleeping Throats of the Antichrist, Cadaver Synod, it is just so amazing, the amount of detail that's being put forth with this guitar work here. The riffs, the heaviness, the frenziedness of the solos, they really, really are a vital aspect of this album's theme and vibe. I love the riff work. I love the solo work. Very frenzied, very chaotic, very scary sounding at times, but I think they make it work very well here. I should also mention that this is a duo. It's only 2 people making all of this happen. The guitar work, bass work, drum work, and vocals. It's just 2 people. I'm amazed they even make music that's just so damn heavy. The bass tone is very, very rumbling. I like the idea of the bass guitar that's going on here. Just the overall tone, the the heavy bottom end. I just love the way that it's executed here. It sounds very, very good. It's not too loud. It's not too bassy. It's not overly dominant. It doesn't try to battle with the guitar. It definitely has a nice smooth balance and is laid out very, very well and clear here throughout the entire album length. I think it's a very, very good idea being brought forth by the bass guitar, even being a nice accompaniment to the heaviness that lies within the riffs and the guitar structuring. I think it's really, really awesome songwriting going on here. We move forward now to the drums. Like any Teitanblood release, you would expect a lot of methodical pacing and structuring going on with the drums, but then there are those moments within the drum performance that just go absolutely insane. You're going to get your heavy fill of blast beats, fast snare hits, good double bass, a lot of methodical mid-paced kind of moments going on with the drums. I think it's absolutely amazing. And as per usual Teitanblood releases, there are going to be some lengthy songs, like going back to the track Sleeping Throats of the Antichrist. I mean, it's just so very well balanced and structured. I just love the drum performance of that track. I mean, there are lots of fast moments, lots of slower moments, but they balance themselves out perfectly. I love that about this drum performance. And even going to some of the more other lengthier tracks, like going forward to Cadaver Synod, Burning in Damnation Fires, and even the closing moments of this album with Silence of the Great Martyrs. It's a 16.5-minute long song, just so much stamina, will, and determination going on with those particular tracks. It's really, really a sight to hear, and you really, really will be loving and enjoying this very greatly. And now we move on to the vocals. The vocals are just as much a vital part of a Teitanblood record as any of the instrumentation that's being shown here. And I think with the vocal work, it is absolutely scary and terrifying. You can understand everything that this vocalist is saying. He delivers some incredibly well-worded parts. I love his vocal varieties. It can sound very, very ominous and bellowing to just straight out demonic and evil. I love that in his vocal patterns. And I believe on the track Burning in Damnation Fires, you hear a very recognizable voice on that particular track. And if I'm not mistaken, that is of Chris Reifert of Autopsy. You hear his voice on that track, and I think it's a really, really awesome inclusion for this album. But going on to the main vocals of this album, it is very, very amazing that what this vocalist does here. It is just so amazing, the level of detail and thought going forward with the vocal stylings and the lyrics. The lyrics are just as crazy and as hate-fueled as you would expect on a Teitanblood release. There is a lot of detail and thought being put into these lyrics. I mean, it's just so scary. I mean, I want to say the track Plagues of Forgiveness. I mean, there is just some very, very hard-hitting lyrics going on with that track. And then going back to the first couple of tracks, Anti-Infierno and Sleeping Throats of the Antichrist. Just some absolutely fantastic songwriting on here. Very, very awesome lyrical content. I love the fearfulness and the scary factors that are involved on those particular tracks. Even some of the more instrumental moments, like on the track Unearthed Veins, and going towards the end of this album, once again with Silence of the Great Martyrs. It's a 16.5-minute long track, and it is absolutely epic. So overall, do I think that Teitanblood have topped themselves with this album? I can say wholeheartedly, yes, they have. This is a kind of death metal style that can be very, very unapproachable for some. This isn't the kind of death metal that you would go into thinking that it's going to be a very easy and simple listen. This is not that kind of death metal band. I don't think Teitanblood ever would have considered themselves a death metal band that would be easy to listen to. This is some incredibly powerful, powerful stuff. I mean, if you're a fan of what Teitanblood have put out in the past, you are going to love this album very much. It is an absolute testament to what true hard work and dedication can bring forth, and I think death could be very well towards the very top of the heap when it comes to the best metal releases of 2014. I love this album very, very much, and if you're a fan of black metal, death metal, if you're into what Teitanblood have put out before, I definitely urge you to buy this album any way you can. If I had to pick any particular favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Anti-Infierno, Sleeping Throats of the Antichrist. I keep messing that song up. I apologize. Sleeping Throats of the Antichrist, Plagues of Forgiveness, and Burning in Damnation Fires. It's absolutely amazing. I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Ajna Offensive website where you can purchase this album domestically. It is available on a CD format, jewel case. As you can see, it's an Ajna distributed title. Norma Evangelium Diaboli is behind the European distribution of this. It is also available on a 12-inch vinyl format. The vinyl is very hard to come across nowadays. I don't know whatever distro you're able to get it from. I bought mine off of Hell's Headbangers because they sold out very fast on the Ajna website. But if you're able to find this and come across this vinyl, buy it. It is worth it. Buy the CD. It is worth it. Death is real. Only death is real. Again, the album is Death by Teitanblood. This is released on Norma Evangelium Diaboli, the Ajna Offensive. Buy this, and I'm going to give this the highest score I can possibly give, and that is a perfect 10 out of 10. This is a benchmark for black and death metal. Support Teitanblood. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for showing up on my channel, and I'll see you the next time. Army Ho out.